You're not going to see opportunities like this very often on YouTube because something really strange is happening. You see, there was recently an algorithm update that's unlike anything I've ever seen in my past 10 years on YouTube. And I'd recommend listening to this closely because it's going to make you a lot of money. So what's going on is that channels just like this are getting promoted more by the YouTube algorithm. But what do all these channels right here have in common? They're small channels. They have less than 300, even less than 100 subscribers. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but I've noticed this a lot lately on my YouTube home feed. A lot of small channels are popping up, and it's not just us. Tons of people on the platform have been noticing this. And the reason this is happening is because of a recent algorithm update on YouTube that one of the top people who work at YouTube, Todd Bapry, recently confirmed. You see, they now have a content team dedicated full-time to finding small channels to push and to help grow. This is the first time in the history of YouTube this has ever happened, and it makes a huge opportunity for you and me. And I was wondering, why did they do this? But their explanation was that it's beneficial to everybody. Because think about it, if a small channel gets a lot of views early on in their YouTube career, are they more likely to keep making content? Of course, if that happened to you, you'd probably keep with it, as would I. And if these small creators keep with it, it's gonna mean more money for YouTube and for you in the long run. You might be saying, Matt, that's great, but how can I actually take advantage of this? And how can I make money from it? Well, I recommend making a specific type of content that will make it more likely for your small channel to get promoted. And that type of content is something I like to call the triple R method, or the method. And the first R in the triple R method is research. You need to make sure that your video idea is actually going to get pushed out with this algorithm update, so you need video ideas that people actually care about. YouTube isn't just pushing random small channels, they're pushing ones that are creating specific types of content that follow this triple R method. So first is the idea of your channel itself. You need to make sure that there's other channels within your niche with over 100,000 subscribers. And if you need a list of over 200 plus profitable niches, you can check out the tool TubeMagic and go to the Niche Explorer, and you can find hundreds of different niches as well as how much each of them pay and the best niches for small channels. Then once you have a channel idea or a niche, then it's time for good video ideas. And how you're gonna find these are going to other big channels within your niche, going to the Video Ideas tool also within TubeMagic, pasting their link, and then clicking Generate to generate new, unique, actually good ideas. Then what I recommend doing is searching these ideas on YouTube itself and making sure that there's videos that have over 100,000 views before you proceed. If there is, then you're good, and what you're gonna wanna do is copy the top 3 links of the top 3 videos that come up. And now all you're gonna do is write down bullet points. Here's what I mean. You're gonna watch through all these videos at 2 times speed. You could also use something like the transcript generator that's also within TubeMagic to put in the links of the videos and then get those videos in text so you can go through it faster. And you're just gonna simply write down bullet points of the most important things that each of those videos cover. I personally like to use a software called Dynalist for this, which is really great for these bullet points, but Google Docs will also work. And what you're essentially doing is combining the best aspects from all of these videos into one single video. And that brings me to the second R in the triple R method, which is refine. We're going to refine our bullet points by going through the comment sections of those original videos, and we're gonna find the top 5 most liked comments on those videos, and then write them into our bullet points where it makes sense. Say for example, you were making a video about the top 5 best travel hacks, and you saw in the comments of a video that someone left an additional hack. This is golden and nobody does this. You're gonna write that into your script. And it doesn't matter if they're jokes, tips, or anything else, because if they got a lot of likes, people resonated with them. Obviously skip spam comments, but for all the rest, put those into your script. And then if your video is a tutorial, you're gonna wanna put it in chronological order and put it in a step-by-step fashion. Then add any relevant stories from either your own life or other people's lives on places like YouTube or Reddit. And now it's time for the third R, which is retain. If you wanna get on YouTube's radar for being a small channel that they're going to push, you need to tell them to do it. And here's how you do that. You need to retain your viewers. And the way you do this is implementing loops. No, not those loops, but check this out. If we're doing a video about the top 5 best travel hacks, we're going to ask a question early in the video. For example, you could say something like, how do you book the absolute cheapest flights and save a ton of money using some secret websites? Then what you're gonna do after you've opened that loop, you're gonna wait a little bit before you close it. So then you might empathize with them about the problem a little bit more, and then you close the loop by giving them the answer. And you could say something like, make sure to use Google Flights and open it in an incognito browser to make sure that your cookies don't affect your flight prices. And now here's where everybody goes wrong. They just leave it there or they change the topic. You're gonna wanna open a new loop after closing the last one. And every single time you answer somebody's question or you give them value, that always comes with more questions. So then you could say something like, how do you actually use Google Flights? So I'm gonna show you a tutorial on how to use it where you can watch over my shoulder. And then once we do that, we open a new loop by saying something along the lines of, now that you have your flight booked for super cheap, let's make sure you don't have to wait in a huge line at the airport. How can you actually do this? Because we all hate going to airports and waiting in lines. Well, the secret is getting a special membership. And that membership could be TSA Pre or Global Entry. So we want our entire video to be linking together opening and closing these loops. And this gives the viewer value because you're answering the next logical question they have. Now, do not wait too long to close loops. And if you want to be more advanced, you can even have multiple loops going on at the same time. And the best way to do an intro for your video is to start with an engaging question that's answered later on. So now your content will be good, but you want to make money, right? Well, making money on YouTube has changed. It used to be that you needed a big channel in order to make money on YouTube. And I used to make $30,000 a month from a big channel I had with over 1 million subscribers. But now I make over $100,000 per month from much smaller channels. And yes, you heard that right, not a year, a month. And I've been seeing a bunch of small channels lately, like this one that had only 3,000 subscribers that made over $100,000 in the last year. And this is where creators go wrong. They just focus on views. Because after all, more views equals more ad revenue, which equals more money, right? No. Making money like that is good, but it's not great. Ad revenue is an extra. You need to be able to pay your bills every month, and vanity metrics like views don't pay your bills. They only will if you get a lot of views. So how are these small channels making bank? Here's the secret. They're making helpful content that's monetized with further help. These channels are not just making random entertainment videos. You need videos that actually solve people's problems and answer their questions. And this video that I'm making right now is an example of this. And now you're gonna monetize with further help, meaning selling digital products, an ebook, or being an affiliate for courses that you can find on places like digistore24.com, clickbank.com, or the JVZoo marketplace. And you can even be an affiliate for software, like for example, you could be an affiliate for TubeMagic, which we mentioned earlier, and get 50% recurring commissions for life from it. Plus it actually helps people so you can feel good about it. Just get a couple hundred people on that and you're making $5,000 to $10,000 per month, every single month, as long as people stay subscribed. And you don't need an insane amount of views to do that. You just need some helpful content answering people's questions about YouTube. Or you could teach how to make YouTube shorts and use a software like vid.ai and show how to do it. Record your screen with something like OBS and then sign up to be an affiliate for vid.ai so you can do the same thing. You need to be able to quit your job and focus full-time on YouTube, and this is how you do that. And you might be saying, Matt, that's easy for you to say. You've already gotten millions of subscribers across all your channels. But in all honesty, the freedom that my YouTube channels have given me, being able to travel the world, never having to work a traditional job, and be financially free at a young age is the most important thing, not vanity metrics like views or subscribers. So listen, the year just started. You can do a lot by the end of it. Do not let another year go by where you just think about it. Don't sit on the sidelines watching other people make a ton of money and change their lives with YouTube. And if you want to take that first step, I have a new way of doing YouTube in a lazy way to make a ton of money. And you can check it out right here in this video, which is basically a free course, and you're going to get a ton of value from it. My name is Matt Parr, and I'll see you there.